I'm back programming Zebralette again, and this video is not especially about Zebralette, but Zebralette is such a fun synthesizer to work with, so I chose Zebralette. I've been thinking about my synth sounds, how I program them, and I make a lot of orchestral music too, string quartets and pieces for full orchestra, and I started to think about all the articulations that you use when you're writing orchestral. Are they translated in a smart way to synth sounds? So I started to first let me place this. If you hear strange sounds in the background, we are a musical family, and it's my son, the musical singer student, that is doing his voice practicing in a room next door here. It comes with the territory. So let's see now. Well, I have this sound called spacer so. And it's kind of like strings playing legato. If I play short notes, it's kind of like a pizzicato, but not really. That's because it has a slow attack, as you can see here. So I started to think, okay, how can I translate the articulations from acoustic instrument to synth sound? So let's start with this one, and I made here a staccato, spacer so staccato. And it has more attack, of course, and it's a tad brighter. And I made also a staccatissimo version. Oh, now he's really going. It's lovely to hear. It's even shorter. It's the same sound, but it's even shorter. And I made also a pizzicato kind of thing. It's that's a stretch, because you know it's synth sound doesn't have strings, so you can't really play pizzicato on them. But it's the same type of sound. A little bit more dull. Still a lot of attack, and it's still very short. And I also used the mod wheel to control the filter cutoff. And then I started thinking, okay, that's very good, I can switch between those sounds, but what if I want to have as much as that in the original sound, spacious so here? So there I made the mod wheel change the attack, and I made the mod wheel change the sustain and the cutoff there, I think. No, not the cutoff. Right. So this was the result of that. So by doing that, I got it more expressive, and I sort of baked some of the articulations from the orchestra into this sound. And I tried that too with another one. Which one was that? Additive Cybers Kodo that I made. And then the mod wheel affects the... What does it affect? I have to lean forward to read all these small... release and the mod depth. And that also gave it more expression. So now I want to go through this process by choosing another sound, la brass. So what can I do with that one? Yeah, the musical artist is still at work. Was that the one that I chose? Or what is another one? No, I think it was Le Brass. Let's go with Le Brass. So what do I want to do? Do I want to open it up even more, or do I want to close it down? Let's try to close it down, and we choose the mod wheel here, and the mod wheel should affect the attack, I think. These synth sounds are of course very different from the sounds that acoustic instruments make, and it shouldn't be the same, but I want to bring that expressibility into it and think in the terms of acoustic instruments. Alright, so that was... Do I want more of that? No, that drops it so much in volume, so it's not really playable. Okay, but what if I want to also make the mod wheel close the filter? Do I want that? What do I mean here? I have spectral decay. No, I don't want to change that. What if I do like this? I'll let the mod wheel affect the amount of modulation on the filter, closing it down. it's more expressive, and there are a lot of parameters here that you can do this with. And you can of course do like I did with Spatial Show here, that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different versions of that sound, but often you can build in as much as possible. This is still the same sound that I had, but added this. Yeah. Okay, so let's save that. That was an existing sound that I changed with some modulation. But what if I want to make another, make it do even more? Make it even more staccato. Makes a nice short bass there. If I change the attack rate, I guess this is yes, it's affecting the filter. Maybe slower there even. The drawback with having several different versions of the sound is that I will need several different tracks to cover the part, just for the different articulations. And of course that's what you do when you work with orchestral samples in Logic, but I'm working, when I compose, often in staff pad, and then you just write the notation and it changes the sound there, like in many notation apps, and that's much more convenient than having several tracks. But I can of course compose in the staff pad. I can import it into Logic both as sound and as MIDI, and I can find the places where I use staccato, say in the sound file, and cut that out in the MIDI file and put that on another track and change the sound. It's a slightly longer way to get the same results, of course, but well, everything is possible if you just have the patience, right? Okay. So what happens if we use the same articulation we had? Yeah, that's you can do that. And here you have to how you want the mod wheel to work. If you have more steps, you can hear the steps when I move the mod wheel, or fewer steps actually. But anyway, alright, is there anything else I can do to change the sound? Let's try and use the mod wheel again, because I don't have a lot of knobs on my controller. So let's try and change the balance between. No? Ah, okay. I have to use the mod wheel here, like that. Okay. That's not bad either. Not quite as much, maybe. You can see here, if you look at this, I flatten it out there. Right, so we can call that le brass staccato. So now I have two versions of that sound. Right, that was what I had for now, and I will continue and go over my sounds and see what I can do with it. I encourage you to experiment with this yourself, because hey, it's never a bad thing to have more articulated and expressive sounds. And if you have a lot more knobs than I have on my keyboard, then you can use other MIDI stuff to do the audio stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so I hope you have got something out of this, and I will be back with other things that I think is funny and interesting. And I hope that you will too. Okay, bye for now.